Shamea once again has taken zero accountability, and K.MICHELLE is the MVP for trying to set Shamea straight, y'all. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 17. This is not an episode review. This is a Shamea review. A Shamea reaction to last night's episode. First of all, there's too much Shamea. There's too much Shamea, and I don't know if that's a little bit of foreshadowing of purposefully showing us too much Shamea in multiple episodes now, so that people can see that it's not the other ladies that are the issues. It's in fact Shamea that's the issue. We have a Shamea with liabetes issue. You know what I'm saying? Just lying, just to lie. The truth is not in her, but calls everyone else a liar. You know what I'm saying? Sidebar, one positive thing that I like to see with Portia was everybody made a big deal about her old house being sold, trying to make it seem like she put her mom out on the streets of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Just had her, you know what I'm saying, out here or on the sidewalk. Only for the proceeds of that sale to go completely cash to another home. You know what I'm saying? To go to another home that does not have a mortgage for Miss Diane. And it was a full-on celebration with Portia's family as well as Dennis, right? To celebrate this and all this. And I saw people being weird. Well, why is she still in the house she had with Simon and that has a mortgage? Da-da-da-da. Does Shamea and Gerald have a mortgage on that? What was that? $12 million home they got? I bet you there's a mortgage for that. I bet you there's a mortgage for that. But listen, it's not my money. It's not my mortgage. It's not my bills. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Portia has a plan. Maybe the plan was she was supposed to film in that house that she shared with Simon season 16. And since she couldn't do it season 16, she's now going to do it season 17, which is why she's put together different things at the house to show y'all how glamorous the house is. And then maybe from there, she plans on downsizing or going to another house. We don't know, but as long as Portia can afford the house, who cares? But the thing of it is, y'all just don't like Portia. Maybe she has more money than y'all think she does. And maybe that's what's really bothering y'all. Anyways, back to the Shamea of it all. When we find out that the rum company partnership extravaganza is not going as planned, because it was never serious to begin with, you guys. It was never serious. These were attempts at a storyline. That's all it was. That's it, and that's all. Shamea wasn't taking it seriously if you're up here twerking at the first meeting, right? But the meat and potatoes, to me, of this Shamea whole thing was two things. One, she tried to victimize herself once again regarding a text message that she sent to Portia. And once again, this is somebody who loves showing text messages. You know what I'm saying? And y'all want to be friends with somebody like Shamea, who is quick to share your text messages with everybody to get you on Shamea's side. That is a friend to nobody. That is a friend to nobody if they are going to be out here putting your text messages on blast, right? So K.MICHELLE and Shamea have a meetup, right? And once again, Shamea lies liabetes about what started the beef with her and Portia, and is holding on to Portia's Instagrammy story that Portia would have never posted. In the actual Instagrammy stories, it says, "Why are you speaking on our moms in the episode?" That was the Instagrammy stories. There would be no Instagrammy stories about your mom doing something egregious to Portia's mom had you not had that conversation with Cynthia Bailey last season. But even again, like these housewives said, we thought we were not going to go there with the moms again after y'all resolved this after the reunion. Because first you said in the first episode that you and Portia had an exchange in the text messages, and it was about the you kiss Candy at the club, I kiss Candy at the club comment, right? I thought that's what the argument was. But then Portia said in episode 1 to your face, and we had a conversation after that. And we squashed it. Portia paid you dust the entire season. None of the other housewives have said that Portia's been talking about you behind your back or anything else. Portia literally is leaving rooms that are discussing Shamea. She wanted no parts. Just like last season, Portia was not discussing you or any of the sort, and then she had to find out through the grapevine through Angela Oakley that you are talking cash SHIT about Portia. But your issues with Portia last season, again, are related to things years ago. So K.MICHELLE is trying to tell Shamea, here's the thing. It don't matter what did or didn't start. You can't go that low. And it's not registering for Shamea that she went too low, she went too far. All she wants to see is her coming out as the winner. She wants everyone to just be on her side, and that's not how this works. K.MICHELLE called it. You brought out Portia's daughter unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? And you brought out her mama, and Portia even said, I am 10 toes down. Listen, you can say whatever you want to about me, but when it comes to my child, when it comes to my mama, everything's for them. Everything's for them, and once you start talking crazy or doing anything crazy as it pertains to them, all bets are off. All HLL is breaking loose. I want nothing to do with you. And how Shamea does not see that is crazy to me. Is insane to me. She really thought, and this is the problem with some of y'all fans that are joining the show, like you, Kelly, like you, K.MICHELLE initially, and you, Shamea, who's been here. You thought that there was going to be enough Portia haters to catapult you to Portia's spot and take over Portia's spot. And you are giving out these apologies like candy to all of these housewives, no pun intended, to Kandi Burruss, but you're handing out these apologies like candy to everybody but Portia. Everybody but the person that you upset and that you offended. Portia, when she just stopped it at the daycare issue at the reunion, y'all both were like, listen, if we go beyond the daycare issue, it's going to be a problem. But because Portia was giving you nothing this season, you tried and failed in Scotland with this whole sneaking Dennis and Pilar around to meet with your daughter, which still makes zero sense to me if you do not like Portia. Why would you want your daughters to hang around? You know what I'm saying? If y'all got beef. Y'all are repeating the same cycle that happened with y'all moms. And it wasn't going to end well, so Portia cut that off. And then, why are you upset about Portia's text message? First, you went from not inviting Portia. You know what I'm saying? Remember that? You didn't want to invite her to Gerald's surprise birthday party, but you invited Dennis, and you said that if Simon was in the country, you would have invited him to be shady, to be messy. But now, all of a sudden, you want to invite Portia after what happened in Scotland, and according to the people out here in the streets, things got a lot more escalated between you and Portia than what was shown. So why would Portia show up to your Halloween party? So Portia basically was like in the text message, girl, I'm not coming to your DAMN party. You are sick ASF. Please move along and enjoy. And I have no problem with that text message. Because how dare you talk about my child and my mama and expect me to now show up at your party? But prior to that, I wasn't even talking to you or featuring you earlier on in the season. I was flat out ignoring you, and you still didn't invite me to anything. And now that you finally have my attention, you want to invite me to something? H-double-L no. H-E-double-L no. And the problem is, the housewives are uncomfortable with Shamea. It's not Portia's doing, it's Shamea's doing. These housewives are uncomfortable, and that is what K.MICHELLE is trying to tell Shamea. That you don't go that low. That you don't go that far with somebody just to have a moment. Just to have some type of get back. And then you got Shamea, she's all crying in the confessional. Oh, I'm in therapy and over this, and I'm so upset, and da-da-da-da-da. But you told Cynthia you didn't have time for therapy. You know what I'm saying? You told Cynthia you didn't have time for therapy. But now all of a sudden you're in therapy because of the stress of this demise of the friendship with Portia. And it sounds like in a warped mind, in a warped way, you still want this friendship with Portia. But you're fully aware, Neil, that's not on the table. Because you did too much. You did absolutely too much, and you refuse to hold yourself accountable. And giving out fake apologies to these housewives in hopes that that's still going to make you a part of the group, you've made them all uncomfortable. And like I keep saying, if you're going to do this to your childhood friend, imagine what you can do to these other housewives that do not know you. I don't understand. Y'all keep trying to say, the Shamea fans, the Shamea supporters, keep trying to say, oh, Shamea, she's got the husband, she's got the mansion, she's got the money, she's got the life. Obviously, it don't matter. Obviously, she's not happy. Obviously, there is something that has Shamea absolutely miserable. You know what I'm saying? And Shamea talked about how she was going to embrace her villain role this year. Not when you're running out the scenes. Not when you are playing victim and all of this and all of that in every situation. And you never bring up that you start a lot of the drama. You always bring up what the person response is to you starting the drama. And then you want to victimize yourself and make it as though everyone else is the issue. Like, it's really insane to me that Shamea really thinks that the fans are stupid and really thinks that people are just going to take her side because she's rich and because she represents of what a typical housewife should be. Now, listen, I gave Shamea praise when it was first announced she was a peach holder, and they devoted those first 7 minutes of showing how glamorous Shamea's life was. I even hyped up that So-So song, Never Had. You know what I'm saying? Did a whole video and review on it. So this isn't a situation where I just never cared for Shamea or just was never featuring Shamea. I was rooting for you, Shamea. We were all rooting for you. Shout out to Tyra Banks. We were all rooting for you. And you come on this show with some BS. You come on this show with 10-year-old beef with Portia over a wedding last year. And you want to feed into all the narratives of everybody telling you for years that Portia wasn't as good of a friend to you. You know what I'm saying? But you still made the decision to still entertain her and be friends with her. So what does that say about you? And then this season, Portia's giving you absolutely nothing. So then you want to resurrect beef between y'all mamas. But you weren't expecting for Portia to hit back with her own alleged tea about the mamas. And I felt like the reason I brought up Portia buying Mama Diane that house, I felt like that was the biggest flex. That was the biggest clap back for me. That you're going to say all of this and all of that about my mama. Listen, let me go buy her another house. You know what I'm saying? Let me go get her another house. Cash, no mortgage, no nothing. But I just don't see a situation how Shamea could come back from this. I really don't. And I can't believe she lied in all those interviews this season talking about her and Portia can coexist on the show. No, you cannot. Everybody is freaked out by you. Kelly's trying to desperately, you know what I'm saying, back you up because you're paying all her bills and you gave her a place to stay and you allegedly hooked her up with a man who can't even show his face on camera. So we don't even know if it's a paid actor or really her man or not. Walking around with the helmet on the whole time. Like don't even get me started. Do not even get me started. But it gets to a point with Shamea and this nonsense and this victimhood that she constantly wants to have herself in. And here's the thing. The audience is not buying what Shamea is selling. And you realize that Shamea is not that interesting. Shamea is not that interesting. She needs to be a part of a bigger personality, like a Portia, like a Candy, in order to thrive. But on her own, all of her issues are on full display of how messy she is, of how insecure she is, and how desperate she is for fame. And she knows that if these housewives aren't rocking with her, they may decide to refuse to film with her next season. So the apology, you're not apologizing to Portia because you're under the impression that you can somehow overthrow Portia off the show. That's not going to happen. Portia was first seat next to Andy at the reunion. Portia's going to be on Ultimate Girls Trip coming out here in August. You just admitted you have no other housewife friends from other franchises, which tells me they see through you. And they're not feeling you, they're not featuring you. Even Kelly has got a friend, has got an ally from another franchise. And that says a lot that you've been on the show this long as a friend of, and no other housewife outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta is fooling with you. Wants to be in contact with you, wants to deal with you, wants to go out with you. That speaks to who you are as a person, because people know that you are draining, that you are exhausting, that you are in constant victimhood. You were just at the BravoCon and couldn't make any connections, couldn't network. No. Or if anyone did talk to you outside of Candy and Kelly, it was just basically cordial. But it's not like the relationships with the other housewives, such as Phaedra and Portia and Angela Oakley and Kelly and others that are building. And in Bravo's eyes, that is a character flaw. That they can't book you for some of these speaking engagements and some of these panels that is going to include other Bravo celebrities if nobody else is fooling with you, if nobody else is rocking with you. Yeah, you can get invited to all the urban stuff, the BET Awards, the Essence Festival, but the mainstream events, they're going to choose Portia instead of you. They're going to choose Angela Oakley instead of you. They're going to choose Kelly instead of you. Because you are that unhappy and that unpleasant and that miserable to be around. So that is it, you guys, for this video. I need y'all to do me your biggest one. And that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. There is that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. It's finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.